Hi, Gemini. This is your reading for the week of March 3rd. So the first image that the guides gave me when I started reading was of you looking at a diamond, a gem, but I'll say diamond because it's clear. And it's big enough that you're able to look at each facet. So each face of this cut gem you're looking at and you're going, oh yes, okay, well that's very nice. And then you're going to the next place and you're going, oh yeah, that's nice too. But there's this quality of you're so busy looking at the individual facets that you've not been able to step back and really appreciate the beauty of this entire gem. And that part of what the beauty is the way the light shines through it, that you're not getting when you just look at every single facet. So the feeling that I was getting with this was that this is asking you to look at your patterns of being so focused on individual momentary things that you're unable to stand back and really get a feel for what's going on, for what is beautiful, for what is valuable, and for where the light is coming in, how the light is being refracted through this gem and through you. Because it feels to me, first and foremost, like this is how you and your mind have chosen to look at you. Now, we know Gemini that as an air sign that has many different tracks going on at once in your brain, and being very able to do that, that sometimes what happens is you move from one to the other. You can move from one to the other very quickly, from one thing to the other very quickly, without necessarily identifying the overall essence of what's going on. And in your case, the overall essence of who you are, in a way that gives you the ability to stand back and appreciate just how much the light is shining through you. It's like you could say to yourself, yes, okay, well, I know that I'm good with people. I can create rapport. Okay, yeah, that's true. Yeah, I know that I can actually be really quite intuitive and have a lot of wisdom roll through me. Yeah, okay, I know that's true. Okay, that's great. And you can identify all these individual characteristics that you might be able to say are very good. But what does it mean when you put them all together? Do you let yourself stand back and say, wow, I'm this, I'm that, I'm that. I'm this, I'm that, I'm that. It means I'm this. And it doesn't just have to be about spirituality. It can be about your artistic gifts. It can be about maybe you're really fantastic with dealing with people, and maybe you're really great at organizing things, and maybe you're really good at, doing display cases and doing all of this wonderful creative work within a business context. But what does that mean about you? Well, my gosh, maybe that means you deserve to be a manager. Maybe that means you deserve to have your own store. Wow, what if I put all of those things together and say synergistically? Because when you put things together, what is it? Two or more things are greater than the whole. You get to see how the skills and the energy of those things, whether they're skills or personality traits, how they create more energy than they are as just individual pieces. So this is what you're being asked to look at. I believe that for many of you that I'm reading for, this is around you understanding the value and the nature of your personal spirituality and your personal growth. Because what I'm getting here is looking at the patterns and remembering that there's another part of you that is not just as well as you, but there is a bigger part of you that is embracing the whole of you. There is a part of you that contains the diamond, that infiltrates the diamond, that shines light through the diamond. And you're being asked to really remember that this is not just about individual traits that come through you, individual abilities that you have. This is about fundamentally who you are at a spiritual level. It's asking you to go to the heart of it. Now, why did I say it like that? Go to the heart of it. Diamond heart. Don't know why, but that's a phrase that's coming through and came through before and I forgot about it. Diamond heart. If you can imagine that this diamond that you are assessing so analytically, actually, this thing that shines this beautiful light is actually in your heart. It's the center of who you are. And all you're being asked to do is to really embrace it in its totality and in its beautiful connectedness, to be able to experience the nature of that energy and to really let it shine. It's up to you to let it shine. And there you go. Love, an energy that radiates from the center of us. Okay? What is the center? Well, energetically, it's your heart, my loves. It's your heart. Something that radiates from us like light from a bonfire or dreams from a dreamer, rather than something we parcel out to some and not to others. Well, let's look at that and say, yeah, and it's something that radiates. It's not this piece and that piece and that piece individually. It's them all together that create this beautiful diamond that then radiates this love. All right? Compassion. Yeah, that goes along with it too, because the beautiful analytical mind of a Gemini, you can look at it and you can analyze all these different pieces. But can you move away from it in a way where you're not quite so analytical, or that you don't stay analytical, that you don't go into analyzing and judging, that you can acknowledge and then embrace and bring it into the whole of who you are? This feels very much like whatever parts of you have been fragmented, have been ignored, have been undervalued, have not been seen as a part of the whole. And now they get to come home. They get to come home, and they get to come home to the center of you in a way where they become these beautiful, beautiful aspects of yourself. You know, it's not one color of paint. It's many colors that make a painting. I mean, I suppose some of them are one because, you know, modern art and all that, but this is asking you to set as a priority this willingness to embrace the idea that there is more to you than these individual pieces. There is another you that is bigger than any individual piece, that supports and embraces all of these. And it's asking you to understand those parts of you within the context of this bigger you. And to really let yourself be aware of when you're not choosing that. And why? Why would you not? How does it serve you to not embrace that part of you? What old pattern does that bring up for you? And how does that relate to love as you know it? Are you really able to embrace the idea of love as something that is just emanating and generating, not something that is given or taken? And can you see that within yourself? Being able to not just receive it, but like, my gosh, how does it change when you start defining it as this is who you are? You are love. And you're not waiting for it to come from somebody else. Doesn't that feel empowering? Isn't that amazing? Doesn't that take the struggle out of so much of what we experience in relationships and within ourselves around relationships? When we feel that source of love within us, when we identify it as being part of us, the way we will connect with other people is completely different, because we're not waiting to be disappointed by them. We're not standing back in judgment of they are this and therefore I will only give them that. It is really being able to just choose that that willingness to get out of struggle, to really choose that sense of compassion and bigness of yourself that is already so full of love, so full of support that you don't need it from somebody else. You can want it, you can get it. It also means that the nature of the relationships you'll have will be very, very different. Because when you don't come from a place of neediness, the relationship becomes much more balanced, and you tend to get, well, you get what you put out, right? So you're being reminded, watch what you do with your mind, because your mind is not only the tool with which you interpret the world around you, it is the great cosmic cookie cutter. What are you putting into this? Where are you staying in struggle, and why? How does that help you? What does that serve? Is it just an old pattern around love and loving? Because if it is, you can change it now. You've got the ability to do it. Discipline involves setting guidelines for yourself and choosing to follow them. Sets your task as a priority, knowing the payoff comes from the commitment to the process and not necessarily the outcome. Decide how you'd like to apply this concept towards whatever activity you want to do. But see it as a support of a new way of being, of getting out of struggle. Okay? Discipline, stepping away from the need to judge, but also really recognizing the fact that, you're the only one. You are the only one. When we're all facing this right now. We are the only ones who can make us different. Nobody else. We're the only ones who can decide the kind of love and the quality of love we're going to have in our lives. And that feeling it for ourselves first, understanding what that feels like, it's a process, it's a journey. It doesn't just happen, but that's part of what the spiritual lesson is. And that as that happens, other things will change too. So the question is, do you want to stay fragmented? Do you want to stay in struggle? You don't have to, because you've got the cards here that say it really is your choice. And you can watch what you put into your mind and what kind of triggers you have going on and you keep around you. Okay? Positive triggers. Positive triggers, things that make you feel good, things that delight you. Poems, colors, perfumes, aftershaves, textures, animals, nature. Gemini, these are all things that put you into a state of feeling. And Gemini, for you, that's really important, okay? Because the truth is, you don't feel good feeling bad. You really don't. It's just sometimes really familiar. So you're being asked to look at that and positive triggers and choosing to deliberately focus on the bigger part of you and not the part of you that's in struggle. Use the positive triggers and what you put in your mind to get out of struggle and to decrease whatever kind of fragmentation you're experiencing in terms of relationships to yourself or to other people. Okie doke. That's it, Gemini. Take care.